So, at the first part of the show, I talked a little bit about me having gratitude for my life, period. Whatever happens in my life. And I talk some more during the rest of the show, too, about why that is. But what I want to share with you right now is really why this is so important and how you can begin to get to that place yourself. And for me, I've had for many, many years, even before I really had what I would call a gratitude practice or really understood about gratitude, for years and years, I have said that I have no regrets because I've always understood that whatever has happened in my life has led me to be where I am today and to be the person that I am today and to contemplate who I would have turned out to be. Well, I won't even say turned out to be because it's always in progress, but who I would be right now if I hadn't had those painful experiences. I mean, it's really incomprehensible. We can't know that. So I am grateful for every experience I've had in my life, even the ones that seem to be bad experiences. And a great example of this for me is that, I didn't have a great marriage. We got divorced, over 12 years ago now. But if I hadn't married this person, because, of course, hindsight is 20/20, and you look back and you go, okay, why did I think that person would be a good fit for me? It's pretty obvious that they're not. But if I hadn't married him, I never would have had my son. I might have had a child with somebody else, but it wouldn't be the child that I have now. And I would not give that up for anything in the world. That means so much to me. So when we can look at anything we might regret through that lens, then we can start to see how we can have gratitude even for experiences that we think were mistakes or that we wish we hadn't done or that we feel like were extremely painful to us. And so then that just translates into having gratitude for all that is. My own personal belief is that we have chosen the lessons that we come to learn in each lifetime. So, I have a roadmap or a game plan that I'm not conscious of, but it is driving my life. And so the things that are showing up in my life are in service of learning those lessons. And as I've said a couple times throughout this show, a lot of times the gifts that come from that seem to come wrapped in barbed wire or maybe razor wires, something that's really painful for us to unwrap it to get to the gift within. But there always is a gift within, and we can be grateful for that. And most of our painful experiences or our most painful experiences are really our greatest opportunities for learning and growth. I know I shared a month or so ago that I had been through a pretty rough week leading up to that show. And what had happened for me was that the door had opened for me seeing a part of myself that is a part that I used to like to keep the door closed on because I didn't like that part of myself very much. And I didn't want to know it was there. And I didn't want anybody else to see it was there. That was for sure. But now that it's, about 6 weeks later, you know what? It really doesn't even feel very painful to me anymore, having been through that experience. And I can see this piece of myself that I pretended not to know about for so long. I can see how it really screwed up my life in certain ways for a long, long time. I mean, I'm talking like back to childhood. And so I am so grateful that I finally had the courage to look at it so that I could change it, so I didn't have to do it that way anymore. So when you have a painful experience, that is your greatest opportunity for learning and growth. And by having gone through all of these experiences, I've gathered a lot of tools and resources over the years so that I am much more able to deal with whatever comes my way. If I didn't have a need for those tools, then the first time something bad happened to me, I would have no clue what to do because I wouldn't have built up my stamina. I wouldn't have built up my resources by having gone through all of this stuff. And really, how boring would life be if there were no challenges? We like to think about having this paradise where we just lay around on the beach all day and, go swimming when we feel like it. Wouldn't you be bored? I would be. So I'm grateful for the challenges because they give me the opportunity to use my skills, use my learning, use my wisdom, and grow and learn. And I'm not bored. So for you, if you think it would be valuable to you to start having gratitude for all of life, no matter what is happening in your life at the time, make it your spiritual practice to not have regrets. You can learn from your mistakes, but don't wish that you didn't make them, and see how your mistakes have ended up benefiting you, because they always, always do. And say thank you for everything that is right in your life and everything that is wrong, or at least you're calling wrong in your life as well, because that is where you're going to learn and grow and evolve into more of who you really are. And say thank you for the life that you've been given and the path that you have chosen, because you chose this path before you incarnated into this particular lifetime.